Now this one, I like this one as well because previously, if you may have run into this, if you're doing 3-axis horizontal finishing, um, you didn't always have exact control over the distance between the cut levels. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. It calculated the overall distance and then overall cut depth, and then divided that by the maximum distance, and then it would fluctuate in between that. And I know I
Oh,
probably messed that up a little bit, Joe. Go ahead.
yeah. So what the system was doing before was using the step down control distance and computing integral number of cuts between the top and the bottom Z levels. So you would always get a cut at the top, and you would always get a cut at the bottom. And this way, and you would get, obviously, it's integral number of cuts, so to ensure that you would get a cut at the top, at the bottom. And since this requirement actually forced the system to recompute the actual step down distance to be slightly smaller in many cases than the actually specified distance. Some users, what they wanted is they didn't want the system to actually change that distance at all. They wanted these cut levels to be exactly as they specified. And in the 2024 version, you can do that, but the problem with that, obviously, is you will not get a cut level at the bottommost cut. So, that's the trade-off here. So, but in some situations, the exact cut levels are important to customers, so that's why we added this enhancement.
Yeah, and also just look at these two images. The one on the right is in version 23, where the cut levels didn't fall exactly at the depth that the user specified. In this case, which is a distance of 1 millimeter. If you look at this example part, it's just a stack, topographical stack of surfaces at 1 millimeter intervals. So now you can actually set the distance at 1 and check this box here, and it'll maintain exactly that distance, as you can see over here under the 2024 image right here. This part is made up of multiple levels from contour data, and a lot of users make contour maps, and obviously you'd want the tool to cut on each one of the layers. Well, prior to 24, the way it was calculated internally, you may not have the tool actually cut exactly on one or two or more of those layers. So now let's go to the front view. And we'll look at the operation itself. So if you see here, without let's go into the operation dialog, go to the cut levels. We have it set to a distance of 1, and we don't have the use distance as specified checked. You don't necessarily get a cut level at each one of those surfaces, okay? You would have to use a clear flats area in the horizontal roughing or horizontal finishing to force the tool down onto those layers. Now you can just tell it exactly in the check this box, say, I want to use exactly that distance. I don't want it to change throughout the entire cut. So let's just regenerate that. Any questions? So here you see that obviously it stopped exactly at 1 millimeter increments, which is the distance between these flat area surfaces in this terrain model. So it's just a better way to predict exactly, or not predict, but to control exactly where that tool is going to cut on the levels.